This is the Dark Horse style rear spoiler in matte black, and it's available for all 2024 and newer fastback Mustangs. Now, you should be checking out this option for your 7th gen if you'd like to go with a factory-inspired option to deliver that aggressive Dark Horse styling, all with the convenience of being a pre-painted and ready-to-install part right out of the box for around that low $300 price point. Big features to consider here will be that factory Dark Horse inspired styling, all at a super affordable price point. Not only that, but the fact that you're getting a pre-painted option right out of the box makes this super convenient, right? You don't have to wait for something to be color matched to your ride or anything like that. You can simply take it out of the box, bolt it on the same day, and you're good to go. In addition to that, I think the matte black is a great choice for any color S650 out there, as it is going to offer a nice color contrast, even on black cars, as the differences in finishes will really make for a nice contrast overall. Construction is going to be a 100% ABS plastic build here, which will be equal parts lightweight and durable. Now, the spoiler has been designed and built using OEM Ford CAD data to produce a version that is not only true to the original from a styling standpoint, but will also fit like a factory part as well. Now, from there, guys, the spoiler does receive that matte black finish as we talked about a bit earlier, but if you're interested, we do also offer a gloss black version here on the site, in addition to a few different spoiler options for the S650. So as always, definitely check out the rest of our selection before making your final decision. Price point for the matte black version is going to land around $300, give or take a bit here, which does make this one of the more affordable Dark Horse style options in the category for your S650, at least at the time of this video. Install, according to the site, is going to get a strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter here, taking you about an hour or so to complete from start to finish. But now, to give you a better idea of how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
Tools required for this install include a ratchet, a magnetic Phillips head screwdriver, 10mm ratcheting wrench, clip remover tool, scissors or diagonal cutters, a T15 Torx wrench, 4mm Allen wrench, a plastic pry tool, double-sided tape, an extension, and 7 and 10mm sockets. What's up, guys? Today we're installing a spoiler on our Mustang, so let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is remove our trunk liner here. We've got a bunch of push clips. I'm gonna take a clip remover tool to pop those out. These 2 rubber pieces are screws, so we'll just twist those, and then we can pop this piece right off. Just give that a wiggle. Twist both of these to the left. And I'll take that clip remover tool and pop out all these clips. And then just fish out your trunk release cable, pop your wire out and remove that. And then on the outside of our trunk, we have this rubber grommet. So just pop that out and that'll reveal that 10mm bolt. So then grab 10mm socket and remove that, and just be careful when you're pulling it out not to drop it down into the abyss. Do the same thing on the other side. And then right in the center, we have another 10mm nut. So grab your 10mm socket and remove that. So now we just have some double-sided tape and a couple clips holding our spoiler on. Now ours has been on and off a bunch of times, so our double-sided tape doesn't really do too much anymore. But for taking it off first time, grab yourself a plastic pry tool and just get under there and pry up. Work your way from the outside across. Pop your clips out and remove your spoiler. And then once we have our spoiler off, I'm just gonna take some detail spray just to clean this up and get all the crap out from under it. And just take a microfiber towel, give it a wipe down. So now with our spoiler removed, we're gonna remove this deck lid panel as well. We need to get behind it to access the 2 bolt holes that we're gonna use for the center section of our spoiler. Let's take a 7mm socket and remove these 2 screws first. And do the same thing on the other side. And then towards the center of our trunk, we have these 2 holes. We've got 10mm nuts behind those. Now once again here, you're gonna wanna be very careful not to drop it down into the trunk. So get a 10mm socket and extension, loosen that up. For this one, you can get through this hole to grab it and guide it out. For this one, I'm gonna get in through the center here to guide it out. And repeat that process on the other side. And now we can work on wiggling this out. And then we're gonna flip this over. We're gonna have to unplug our camera and pop out these clips. Now press in the tab on your brown connector. Pop that off. And then we can just pop these 2 clips out. Grab a clip remover tool if you need it for this one. And then remove your deck lid. Now we need to take a T15 Torx driver and remove all of these T15 screws holding this black plastic in. We'll slide those out and then we'll finally have access to those bolt holes. Carefully slide your camera out. And now we're gonna pop out this black plastic. We've got some clips holding it in, so just work from one side to the other. So now with our factory spoiler removed, we can start assembling our new one. The first thing I'm going to do is mount up this center section. We've got these threaded holes that are going to line up with the holes in the bottom of this. And then we're going to be using the included screws. Now I would highly recommend a magnetic screwdriver. It's going to make your life a lot easier because you got to go pretty deep down in those holes to get it to line up. If you're just using a regular screwdriver, you're going to miss a bunch of times, have to flip this thing upside down, shake out your screw. So this is going to make your life a lot easier. So just stick it on, get it down in that hole, and start threading it into place. Now I'm just getting these loosely threaded in until I have all 4 in, and then I'll go back and tighten them fully down. Next up, we got our end plates here. Now we have a stamp on each side. We got an L or an R for left or right. Your end plates are also going to have that same stamp, so you know which one to use. So here I'm matching up the L with the L, and then grab your screwdriver and 2 screws. Start threading those in. And now we can install this cover for our bolts. We got double-sided tape included in the kit, so I'm just gonna put a strip down the side and a strip here, and then we'll use that to stick it down. Take a pair of scissors or diagonal cutters, cut off double-sided tape. And then you're just going to pick up a corner of the backing. And slide that cover in. Stick it down. And then you can grab your next piece. That's going to go here. This is going to be the part that mounts it to the Mustang. So once again, grab your screws. Magnetic screwdriver will help you out here. And get those threading in. Once you got all 3 in, fully tighten them down. And then we also have a cover plate for over here. So we're gonna put some more double-sided tape down and stick that one down. Now there is a glossy and a matte side on this. Not that you would really see this part, but get the one that has the matte side facing the correct direction. And I'm just putting some double-sided tape between our bolt holes here. Same thing, just pick up a corner of your backing, peel it off, and then just line up your cover and stick it down. Now do that same thing on the other side. And now the last thing we have to bolt down to our spoiler is our wicker bill. Now on one side we have these protruding holes that are going to go into the recessed holes here. So lay that down, and then we've got black Allen bolts here that we're going to take a 4mm Allen wrench to thread in. Same idea with these, don't fully tighten them down until you got all of them in. Once you have all of them in, tighten them the rest of the way down. So now with our spoiler fully assembled, we can grab our deck lid panel. We're going to lay this right down on top. And then we have 4 more bolts that we're going to install. We've got 2 in the middle here. We've got 2 on each end. Now the ones that line up with these big holes, we're not going to install until we get back onto the Mustang. So we got 1 on each end and 2 in the middle here. Just line up your holes, start threading them in. And then grab a 10mm ratcheting wrench, tighten those down. So now we need to reinstall our black plastic into our deck lid panel. So just get it all lined up and then press it in to engage those clips. And then we'll reinstall all of our screws as well as our camera. So now I'm going to take my camera and slide that into place. And then you can grab the bracket for it. I'll pop that in. I'm going to start with those 2 screws for the camera. And then take my T15 Torx driver, screw that down. And then we've got a screw hole here, here, and here on each side. Just thread those in, tighten them down. And we're trying to do that same exact thing over on this side. So now back at the car, we're going to plug our camera back in and then press in those 2 clips. And then just flip it over, line it up, and slide it on. And now I've still got a hand on the spoiler. I'm going to start in the middle here by threading that nut onto our center stud. And then throw your ratchet on the other side and tighten that down. Next, we're going to reinstall those 2 nuts in the holes near the center of our trunk. I've got a 10mm socket and an extension. Just be very careful not to drop this into the shell of the trunk. Just thread both of them on and then grab your ratchet to tighten it down. Now next we're going to take our last bolt included in the kit for that hole that we didn't put a bolt in earlier. Now the flange on this bolt just barely covers the lip of it. So I'm just going to take a small flat washer, just get a little extra space. Probably not necessary, but if this was my car, this is how I would do it. Just thread that in. And then grab those 2 7mm screws. Thread into that deck lid panel. And then ratchet and 10mm socket for that bolt. 7mm socket for your screws. And then you can grab your plug and pop that into the hole and then repeat that process on the other side of the trunk. And now lastly, we can reinstall our carpet. So grab your trunk release cable and slide that through first. And then I'll start with these plastic screws at the top. Rubber screws, I meant. And then get the cover for your latch. Pop that on. Pop your wire through that slit, and then we're just reinstalling all of the push clips. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the Dark Horse style rear spoiler in matte black for your 2024 and newer Mustang Fastback. Thank you for watching, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.